For the past decade, Kukkiwon has been the center of a conversation around corruption and scandal. People would distance themselves from Kukkiwon and did not want their reputation tainted by being associated with the rumors of misguided behavior. Kukkiwon used to stand for something and be a symbol to be proud of. Now more than any other time, we need a strong leader who can lift Kukkiwon out of the trenches and into the spotlight once again. Here is the candidate who is more than qualified to do the job and ready to serve. He's a lifelong dedicated 9th-dan Grandmaster, Lee the last name, Dong the first name, Sup the middle name, Lee Dong Sup. Grandmaster Lee was a competitor who went to universities with Taekwondo and was a practical self-defense expert while he was serving in the Major Crimes Division as a police officer. He has taught and operated his own Taekwondo dojang for over 30 years until he became a Korean national senator. And even after becoming a member of the National Assembly, he worked tirelessly to position Taekwondo to stand tall. Grandmaster Lee Dong Sup stands for what is right and does not waver in the sight of adversity. He advocated for the Taekwondo community and brought people from both sides of the aisle together. So people were not looking right or left, but they were marching forward. While Grandmaster Lee was in the National Assembly, he helped to make our dreams a reality. He eventually produced a remarkable result to benefit all Taekwondo people. March 30, 2018 marks a significant milestone, and the history of Taekwondo was rewritten. Because this was when Taekwondo became legalized as a national sport of South Korea. The passing of the law was one of the most astonishing achievements, and it is compared to Taekwondo admitting into the Olympics. This legalization was a triumph and pinnacle of Taekwondo's success. Grandmaster Lee's driving force, passion for Taekwondo, and unyielding determination have admired other fellow lawmakers and received overwhelming support. It was the first time that Taekwondo Designation Act was passed by the joint initiative of 228 members of the National Assembly, the largest number of nonpartisan support in the 75-year-old Korean Senate history. This legal status means Taekwondo now became the only national sport in Korea, and the law dictates the government to keep Taekwondo to flourish for generations to come. Among some of his other accomplishments are that the Taekwondo Grandmasters Act was also passed, and the government doubled overseas dispatched instructors. Grandmaster Lee also organized over 8,000 people, which made up the largest single gathering to form a Pumse demonstration, and this performance was entered into the Guinness Book of World Records. He built a Taekwondo dojang in the Assembly building for other members to practice, and spearheaded the movement on health through Taekwondo. His work ethic and mindset of putting others first delivered the result, which made such an impact that out of 300 lawmakers in Korea, he was chosen as the best member of the Assembly during the annual performance evaluation. As the Secretary of the National Assembly's Culture, Sports and Tourism Committee and the Pyeongchang Winter Olympics Committee, Grandmaster Lee has contributed greatly to the development of Taekwondo in the divided Korean peninsula. Grandmaster Lee Dong Sup supported periodic exchanges between North and South Korean Taekwondo. He believed Taekwondo can help bring peace and reconciliation between the two separated countries. And he continues working on this mission every day. He has been, and he will continue to fight for the rights and interests of the Taekwondo community from dawn to midnight. With his rich resources and connections with decision makers in the government, he is highly qualified to negotiate and bring necessary means for the construction and development of Kukkiwon's infrastructure. Grandmaster Lee Dong Sup has been engaging passionately to keep Taekwondo in the Olympics. And he has been an avid supporter of para-Taekwondo. In fact, he insists on Kukkiwon and WT work together for common goals of promoting well-being of humanity. Grandmaster Lee also puts much emphasis on preserving core Taekwondo martial values, and he assures that Kukkiwon will do everything what they can to bring back traditional teachings that are fading away. I believe that the result of this election will determine the direction in which Kukkiwon will flow. Now, Kukkiwon is facing a difficult crisis. Our Taekwondo dojangs are exhausted and suffering from the coronavirus pandemic. It is time for all Taekwondo people around the world to work together to overcome this challenging time and show our Taekwondo spirit. You can make a huge difference for a brighter future by selecting the right person to become the president of Kukkiwon. No matter what kind of affiliation you are in, I ask that we put aside our differences and come together for a better Kukkiwon. Grandmaster Lee Dong Sup is a true and authentic Taekwondo teacher who is fully armed with the knowledge and skills necessary to be a leader. Grandmaster Lee understands the life of Taekwondo people really well, and he knows the areas where Taekwondo teachers need the most help. Grandmaster Lee Dong Sup, the ninth Dan, who was inspired by the late Kim Un-yong, the eternal leader who founded the Kukkiwon and later WTF. Grandmaster Lee was with Kim Un-yong even days before he died. And Lee was chosen by Kim as a person to carry on his legacy and vision and bringing life back to Kukkiwon. Kukkiwon's renaissance is not far away. Now the fate of Kukkiwon depends on your votes. I sincerely hope that all of you will cast your ballots for Grandmaster Lee Dong Sup for the next president of Kukkiwon.